Demon Hunter America.
Neon Tokyo never truly slept. It just flickered between nightmares. In the lower district, light wasn't sunlight, it was reflection. Billboards buzzed like dying insects, and holographic rain shimmered through static. The air reeked of ozone, fried circuits, and forgotten dreams. Among the millions of shadowed lives stacked into glass towers, a small apartment above a noodle stall glowed with blue light and whispers of code. That was home. I was 8, and my world was made of screens. My mother, Zoey, said they were safer than people. She was a legend in the undernet, the voice of the silent node. Her hands danced across holographic keyboards, gold rings and black leather glinting with every keystroke. She looked like a pop star who had fallen through the cracks of fame and landed in the dark web, black hair tied into twin braided buns, violet shimmer running through every strand, eyes lit with a feverish mix of brilliance and exhaustion. I used to sit beside her workstation, listening to the hum of servers as she wrote code like poetry. Sometimes she'd catch me watching and smile, that rare heart-shaped smile that cracked the armor she wore. "Rin," she'd say softly, "the world doesn't need heroes. It needs people who can break the code." I didn't understand then. I just liked the way her voice sounded when she said it, like static melting into warmth. Outside, the city screamed with drone patrols and corporate sirens. Inside, we whispered in binary. She showed me how to hide my signal, how to read people through their digital footprints, how to listen to silence between data pulses. My bedtime stories were lines of encrypted text projected on the ceiling. We didn't talk about my father. Only once did I ask, and Zoey froze mid-keystroke. Her eyes darkened. "He disappeared into the network," she said. "Some codes aren't meant to be found." That night, she gave me a small pendant, a data crystal, faintly glowing green. "It's your firewall," she told me. "When the system comes for you, and it will, this will remind you who you are." I didn't know what she meant until the raid came, but I remember the sound. Metal wings slicing through rain, the shriek of drones outside our window, Zoey turning toward me, eyes wide, not with fear but with resolve. The last thing she said before the door exploded inward was a whisper only I could hear. "Run, Rin, and don't let them rewrite you." Then the world went white with light. The building shook. A blast wave of wind and debris shattered the window. Drones swarmed in, their mechanical eyes scanning, their weapons humming with lethal charge. Zoey shoved me toward the back hatch. "Run to the lower tunnels. Follow the maintenance ducts under the grid. Don't look back." The last thing I saw was her turning to face them, unarmed but blazing with fury. She lifted her wrist, and the holographic keyboard reappeared midair. Sparks burst as she typed, overriding security feeds, turning the apartment lights into a storm of data. "System override. Silent node. Terminate sequence initiated." The walls exploded in a storm of holographic shards, bright enough to blind the machines. I ran, heart pounding, lungs burning, the pendant around my neck flashing like a heartbeat in panic. Behind me, I heard her voice one last time through the comlink in my ear. "Remember, Rin, the code isn't the enemy. It's the language of freedom." Then static, then silence. I crawled into the sewage tunnels, the roar of collapsing metal echoing behind me. Kuro limped at my side, sparks flickering from its cracked frame. I didn't cry. Not yet. My tears would have short-circuited the device in my hand. All I had left of my mother was a broken drone, a pulsing code in my neural link, and her final words still looping in the static of my mind. "Break the system before it breaks you." The storm began the night the signal changed. I was tracing an encrypted pulse through the city grid, a routine scavenger job, when it happened. My monitors blinked once, then filled with color. Not data streams, not code, but light. Pure, radiant, and warm, in a way I'd never seen inside a machine. It shimmered across my desk like a reflection underwater, hues of violet and gold dancing between my fingers. I reached out instinctively, and the light responded, rippling toward my touch like it recognized me. "Kuro," I whispered, "are you seeing this?" The cat drone tilted its metal head, its green lens flickering as if in disbelief. Then, as if guided by an unseen hand, the light began to form patterns, fractal spirals, waves, and a faint heartbeat-shaped pulse that matched my own. Dream resonance detected. Signal origin unknown. The text scrolled across my terminal, and for the first time in years, my breath caught. Dream resonance. The same phrase hidden deep inside my mother's A7 code. Then I heard it, not through speakers or data streams, but inside me.
Mom?
A voice, soft and trembling like the hum of stars. "Don't be afraid. It wasn't synthetic. It wasn't code. It was human." For a heartbeat, I saw her, a girl wrapped in firelight, her hair a cascade of rose and orange, her eyes blazing with warmth, Aria flame. The image flickered, fading into static. But the emotion it carried stayed. I didn't know her, yet somehow I did. The frequency she emitted wasn't one of logic. It was feeling. Pure, unfiltered emotion transmitted as light. My neural implant flared, overloading my interface. Every sensor screamed warnings. Kuro darted back as sparks flew from my console. I should have shut it down. Any rational hacker would, but I couldn't. For the first time in my life, I felt. It was terrifying, beautiful, alive. The dream resonance wasn't just data, it was connection. It bypassed encryption and logic entirely, speaking in something far older than language. And in that moment, I realized what the A7 truly was. Not a firewall, but a bridge, a pathway between logic and emotion, between dreamers. I collapsed to my knees, trembling, as the light faded into the storm outside. The rain hit the window like static, neon reflections dancing in my tears. Kuro approached and purred weakly, its synthetic voice barely audible. "Are you crying?" I laughed. Or maybe I sobbed. "I don't know," I whispered. The firelight still glowed faintly in my vision. "Maybe," I said softly. "The error is the upgrade." The silent node pulsed one final time, light rippling across the dead city, like veins awakening beneath Tokyo's metallic skin. The air shimmered with static, and for a heartbeat, the entire network hummed in harmony, a sound, somewhere between a whisper and a song. Then the transmission came. Rin Tora, this is Director Valen of the Demon Hunters America Initiative. Her voice was calm, steady, the kind of tone used by people who always expected to be obeyed. "We've been watching you. The world is changing, and we could use someone who understands how to rewrite it." For a long time, I didn't move. The rain fell in sheets, sizzling against the warm glow of the node's surface. Kuro, perched on a broken terminal, tilted its head. "Another system," it said, its voice soft but edged. "Another lie?" I looked up at the holographic sky, neon fractured through raindrops. My reflection stared back from the wet concrete. Half machine, half memory. I smiled faintly. "Maybe," I said, "or maybe it's time to debug the world." That was when I heard it, the deep vibrating roar of engines cutting through the storm. A sleek black aircraft descended through the fog, unmarked, silent, except for the hum of energy beneath its wings. The rain hissed against its carbon hull, and a single door opened with a hydraulic sigh. "Rin Tora," the intercom said. Authorization confirmed. Boarding approved. I took one last look at the ruins of the lower district. the ghosts of my mother's world, the echoes of every bite she'd left behind. "Mom," I whispered, "you said the system needed someone to break the code, but maybe it needs someone to rebuild it too." Kuro leapt onto my shoulder, purring softly as I stepped forward. The ramp beneath my feet was cold and slick, glowing faintly with blue light. Behind me, the silent node's energy faded into the rain, its last signal sent. "Destination?" The aircraft's AI asked, its voice clean, sterile. I hesitated only a second, then answered, "America." The door sealed. Through the small viewing window, Tokyo became a blur of neon and thunderclouds. The engines surged, and we climbed into the storm, slicing through it like a line of code rewriting itself in real time. Somewhere across the Pacific, new frequencies were already waiting, signals burning bright. One violet, one amber, Lira Nova, Aria Flame, two dreamers, two lights, two songs of memory and hope, and me, the third, the one who would turn chaos into symmetry. As the stars appeared above the clouds, I closed my eyes and whispered to the pulse in my chest, "The system is awake." And for the first time, I wasn't just running from the world. I was flying toward it,